Elden Ring is a game that needs little introduction. It won Game of the Year back in 2022 and is considered by many to be FromSoft's magnum opus.
They will fight.
I'm not here to glaze or meat ride this game for how good it is. I'm more interested in how it fundamentally changed the gaming space for the better. Thank you guys so much for clicking on the video, and if you like it, I would appreciate you leaving a like or comment and subscribe. I hope to continue to make videos like this in the future. For as massive as the Soulsborne franchise is, I don't really need to tell you how challenging the games are fundamentally.
No way I do all that and then he leaves. What the fuck?
No! What the fuck?
But the mountain to climb against all odds is the grand allure to the games. Success in the Souls series is an unparalleled feeling in all of gaming. Adrenaline is like a drug. Beating any difficult boss in the Souls series is invigorating like nothing else. How did Elden Ring change gaming? The landscape of gaming has been rough, and that's putting it lightly, for a few years, especially since the release of the King of Gaming. Not to say that gaming was dying or anywhere close to that, but it's just not in a great spot for a lot of people. In the time of microtransactions and live service games being on top, a good product was just not being served to us 90% of the time at launch. Until
16.
Elden Ring was the apple of hundreds and thousands of people's eyes for years prior to Elden Ring's release. Let's just say it didn't disappoint. Elden Ring ran so others could, I don't know, also run. Since Elden Ring's release, it has sent a precedent to hundreds of games to come that this is a product that is worth Game of the Year. A complete product to continue from, not products that are still in development shipped for a AAA complete game's price. I'd say the start of 2024, it has been a pleasure to be a part of the, gaming space with stellar releases like Tekken 8, Helldivers 2, and many others I'm honestly very excited to play in the future. Elden Ring became a widely accepted staple for modern gameplay. Beautiful scenery, much like the previous Souls-likes. Outstanding visuals, combat, and the huge one, music. The game caught me and millions of other players alike in a gaze that was almost unbreakable. How good modern gaming should be and the potential of what it could be. Whether you were taking on Margit and Godric and Limgrave or scouring a dungeon in the mountaintops of the Giants, there are tens of hours worth of exploring to do, hundreds of different builds, weapons, routes, quests, and endings to try and discover. Challenge after challenge. One of the best things about Elden Ring is how it keeps the player enthralled in the world and environments that From Software crafted to keep everything new and fresh, yet so seamless to travel through. There's always another item, another weapon, or another enemy to fight. The build crafting system is what makes games like Elden Ring highly replayable, despite being an overall single-player experience. Not to mention hundreds to thousands of community-made mods and modes to change the game even more. Do I really even have to keep explaining? Elden Ring is one of the most expansive games I've ever touched, and all of the content that I received from Elden Ring couldn't be matched by any game in recent history. That is not to discount great releases. It's just to show you how far Elden Ring succeeds and surpasses other titles. Although I'd love to say that all of the AAA games that have been released following Elden Ring have just followed in its footsteps, I'd be lying. There's always just going to be stinker after stinkers that's going to fly in one ear and out the other. there are outliers that you can see have had crazy success just because they delivered a fun and satisfying experience. Pal World took over the world for a pretty long span, amassing 2.1 million players on Steam. Helldivers 2 is another great example of how a fun and engaging gameplay loop can satisfy people all around the world. But here's the but. On the opposite side of the coin, a title I had followed, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I mean, I was very, very excited for it. Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League. It sucked. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It was ass. That game was shipped as soon as it had a pretty coat of paint. Any issue you could think of, this game has you covered. Tons of server connectivity issues. It's a laughable experience they charged for a crisp $70. And I know the only kind of playable experience for that game was over on the console side. The PC ports were ungodly awful. I know a lot of it is deadlines set by publishers that really don't give a shit about quality. All they see is the money, the green. It's unfortunate, but it's just simply the truth. Let's go further back and talk about probably the most heart-wrenching product that I am personally still upset they never even tried to fix. Anthem. The quote, Destiny killer. I grew up playing Destiny and Halo, and I loved the looter shooter MMORPG genre, and it was just that. Oh shit, cool armor, flying, raids, dungeons. Nope, a watered down mess of a game trying to be so many things and just isn't good at any of them. Maybe except for the actual flying and gunplay, but that was so minor in the game that Anthem wanted to be. That's kind of the recipe for disaster right now with games. Developers have great vision, and I know that they want their games to be good. And I know that they have so much talent in the studio with them, but a lot of it is just being time crunched by those big publishers. To be honest, I could keep going over all of the tragic games that have had so much potential yet fall so short. But at this point, there are thousands of videos online that will go through in painstaking detail on how miserably these games failed. The space keeps expanding with new faces, new games, new experiences, and Elden Ring's impact can and will be seen for years to come. Hopefully Rockstar's GTA 6 will take the Steam by storm like it's shaping up to. The gaming landscape right now is at a standstill, waiting for games to be released and the anticipations for those games' releases. And as short-form content continues to rise, people are aching for a new game. Elden Ring set a bar for releasing a $70 AAA title, and the quality that consumers are coming to expect. That is very scary for developers that continue to shovel out literal shit for high price points built on false promises. In my joyous Elden Ring Captain Meat Rider mind, Elden Ring is a love letter to Souls fans, a threat to the wider AAA market, and nothing excites me more than the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC dropping in June. Hopefully I'll be able to make some content on that when it releases. If you guys are interested in seeing any Souls content or anything else you would like to see from me. It is my goal to hit 100 subs by the end of June. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. And if you liked it, please hit that like button and subscribe. Leave a comment if you want some more. Thank you guys.